Hello everybody, good day and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru MURPHINDA, aka Tony. Now on today's episode we're going to look at a particular family of plants known as the Brassica family. Now brassicas are your leafy greens, your leafy green vegetables, and they're the most highly nutritious vegetables on the planet really. If you're worried about things affecting your health and inflammation in your body, you can't do yourself any disservice by eating plenty of leafy greens. So brassicas are also a kind of flowering plant, so you'll eat the curds of the cauliflower, the broccoli, calabrese, and those sorts of plants. And also you'll be looking at the leaf as well. A lot of people just eat the curds of the broccoli or the cauliflower, but you're missing half of the fun there, because the leaf itself is very nutritious. Parts of the stem also very nutritious, and assist in the phytonutrient side of things. The phytonutrients will assist in combating cancer. Been proven through clinical studies to be very, very good at reducing inflammation and fighting the cancer, the carcinogenic effects of the world that we live in. Basically, it helps your body to fight those free radicals that are knocking around inside your system, the heavy metals, the pollutants that we've got in society. It'll assist your immune system to fight that. So we're going to be buying a juicer as well this year, but I'm getting off topic there. Let's look at the Brassica family. Here are some examples here that we could. The idea of today's show as well is that we can choose our seeds and our plants that we're going to be starting on the most cost-effective methods, cost-effective ways of growing seeds. Now WILKO are a UK-based company. They have a gardening section. You can find them in most towns in the United Kingdom, in Great Britain. They've got outlets all over the place, WILKO. And in WILKO, you can either go for their own brand of seed, or you can go for the named brands of seeds. Now, the named brands of seeds are usually about 4 or 5 times more expensive than the WILKO seeds, and you can see here you've got £1, £2, £3, £4 in money of seeds, and there you've got over 1,350. So you've got over 1,300 seeds that can become potentially plants for the value of or the cost of £4. Which I think is brilliant. So starting on the left hand side here, we've got the cabbage. Now that's Golden Acre Primo cabbage you're looking at there. It's a good stone head, as they're called, of a cabbage, and that can be started off in March. We're in March right now. Also all the year round, can be started off from January through to October, and harvested June through October. So we're going to be trying for 2 separate sowings of that this year. Now that's romanesco. I want to grow romanesco just because it looks so cool. Look at that. It's fantastic. Now, depending on where you get the seeds from, some companies call it romanesco broccoli, and some call it cauliflower. Looks more like a cauliflower, I guess. You've got the curds, but look at the spirally, sort of pyramidic, spirally, swirly. Oh, it looks fantastic. Then it looks so cool. Looks like a drill, like a big diamond drill, doesn't it? We've never had any success in the past with that, but I'm going to go for it this year. See what we can do. Broccoli, actually calabrese. It's a bit early for your sort of purple sprouting broccoli now at the moment. Next month we can start that, or maybe the month after. But the calabrese is what in the supermarket you would think is broccoli. They're the big-headed broccolis. It's actually calabrese, which is a relative of true broccoli. Bit of useless information for you there. We've got spinach. Spinach again, It's kind of more in the mustard family, but it will produce, if you leave it to go to seed, it will produce florets that come up. So it's a sort of a crossover species between your broccolis and your sort of mustard family. And then you've got the kale there. Kale's quite resistant to most things that usually broccoli is affected by. So we're trying the kale. Again, it's in the Brassica family. So those are the ones that we're going to be starting today. Let's get it on. Okay, so first up we've got the WILKO cabbage, the Golden Acre, Primo 2. You can see that there. Now in that you've got approximately 400 seeds for 50p. Can't go wrong at that, can we, boys and girls? Now I've done a mix that's about 25% perlite with sieved compost. So that's perlite, that white stuff that's in there, that goes in. And the perlite costs us next to nothing. I mean, I've got a big carrier bag full of it from Ken there for the price of £5, and that'll do probably about 50,000 seedlings, I'm guessing that. And a full bag of compost is what you'll need. But anyway, as you can see there we go. You fill up your trays, your seed trays with that, the cells, with a bit of a tamp down. That goes on there. Then we need to make an impression. We use the Sharpie for that, the Sharpie pen. In the centre, go down about 1 centimetre or so. These smaller seeds. Make impressions. And then you just pop in your seeds. Now the seeds are tiny on brassicas. Really quite small. What have I done with them? Here it is. Really quite small. So just pause you for a second while I open the packet. If I can get to the pause button. Yeah. Tiny little seeds. Hope you can see those okay. The tiny little seeds. Get a pinch of them. A couple at a time. You only really want one in each hole of these. This is a good thing about the WILKOs, is you get plenty of seeds. And they're usually pretty reliable as well. They usually come through good. I.e. germinate well. I need one more seed there to finish off the 12. We're not big cabbage eaters, to be fair. We like broccoli, we like cauliflower, we like the other softer leafy greens, but we're not massive cabbage eaters. So I've already got 12 hispy pointed cabbage, so all I need now is another 12 of these these round-headed cabbages, and that's fine. So all I'm going to do now is give it a sprinkle over the top. Just to cover, and then I'll give them a bit of a spray down on the surface. Just to moisten the top layer of compost, and then they'll be going in the bath. But before they go in the bath, they're going to get themselves a ticket, so we know what they are. WILKO Golden Acre. There. That goes in. And they'll go in the bath. So I'll pause you again. I'll just pause you again. The sun is blazing down again. Okay. I've just flipped you around a little bit there because the sun's blazing in my eyes and I can't see the instructions and the buttons on the camera. So there you go. Bit of a change of perspective for us. We're going to do these next. Cauliflower, all year round cauliflower. You can sow these from January to October. We're inside here at the moment. Obviously we're inside the tiki tunnel, so we're going to be putting them into the cold frame inside the tiki tunnel, so hopefully they'll be germinating. In this next sort of 10 days we're expected in this country to have a bit of a heat wave. So these should germinate pretty quickly, so they'll be in and out of the bath, in and out of the cold frame over the next few weeks until we get some proper burst through. Only problem with these WILKO packets is that the little thing that we get with all the information on the bottom, the sow-by dates and stuff, is always well glued down. It's not really a problem, but it is a problem for me because I like to retain that bit because it's got all the information on it, because we're going to be successionally sowing them. See, well, you can't actually do it, so I'm going to have to write on the pack. I'm going to be using these this year anyway, so it doesn't really, in fact it doesn't really matter that. So yeah, I'll just cut the top off that. Take the top off. And inside, obviously, you've got the inner pack. Inside that. Which for some reason is open. Oh, I must have ripped it when I opened it then. Well, that's handy anyway. You've got the inner pack, and it says on there that you've got your collie. I won't put the seeds out yet before I put the soil in. I'm jumping the gun, boys and girls, again. But it's the same principle. We're going to do exactly the same. We're going to get the mix, put the mix in, fill up your cells, give it a bit of a damp down like that, a bit of a tamp down, so that you're filling your cells up all the way over. Get your Sharpie, put your Sharpie impressions in, about a centimetre down. In fact, they don't really need to be a centimetre down, these, to be fair, but I always do them at a centimetre. It's easier to sort of work that out then. I don't compress my compost mix too much because I want the little seeds, the fine hairs of the little seeds, to find their way underground. So yeah, I'm going to put the seeds in there. Okay. WILKO Romanesco, 20th of the 3rd, 22. Next up, we're doing the calabrese, or as you'll know it, the broccoli. Looks good, doesn't it? Autumn green calabrese. We're going to do that next. Now I need 24 of those, so that's two cell trays full. So we're going to be doing that, getting 2 of those in. So yeah, same as before, of course, but we've got the 2. Get them loaded up. You do get through some compost, I'll tell you. Looks like you've got loads, but you get through it pretty quick. I like the tactile nature of seed sowing. You get a lot of satisfaction from it. I don't want to bore you to tears though. Something same as last time. I forgot I had this. This is a pump sprayer. And you just pump it up. It's for killing bugs with it. It's never had any bug poison in it or anything like that. All it's had in it is water. And we tend to use fresh water. We don't usually use the rainwater for doing the surface spraying. But you pump it up with the water there, and out it comes. You don't have to keep squeezing so much. Bit quicker. Nigel at Muddy Boots favours this method. There's nothing wrong with it either. It's not a bad way of doing it. It's quicker. If you're doing loads and loads of cells, loads and loads of starts, it's much quicker doing it with one of these. Cost about a £5. Again, you can get these from WILKO's. So yeah, that what we've got there is the broccoli, the calabrese, rather. And so I've got 24 of those. I'm going to be starting some more calabrese. Well, with all these ones, in about 2 months' time, I'm going to start some more off. So hopefully then they'll be ready for the beds that I'm going to free up. At the moment, there's stuff in the beds like the onion beds. Now these will be going into our beds that we've got free at the moment for the brassicas. When the onions come out, the onions will be coming out probably in late June, early July. The ones that have been overwintering, the onions and the garlic. And when they come out, I can put then, the ones that I'm sowing in a couple of months, I can put those in then into the beds. And get that successional growing done, yeah. So we're not just having gluts and then starvation. We can get some more crops out of the ground. Okay, so for our last two, we're going to use some spinach and we're going to use some kale. Now I only want 4 kale plants at this moment in time, and I want 8 of the spinach. So I'm going to put 4 of the kale there, and then 8 of the spinach in there, and then we'll label them up accordingly, and off we go. Now, some of the more experienced, keen-eyed and keen-eared amongst you will know for the fact that spinach is actually more of a beet. It's not really a brassica, but it's a good leafy green. Lots of nutrients, lots of good stuff for the body. So that's why I've lumped it in there with the leafy stuff that we're going to be growing at the moment. But yeah, you're technically right, it's not a brassica. It does, and the seeds as well, the seeds look more like a beet seed. But there you go, it's being lumped in. It's being grown at the same time as the brassicas. Same with things like pak choi and what have you. Pak choi, when that grows through, the seeds are very similar to your brassica seeds. And it is a sort of crossover plant, so it is more of a brassica. It will produce those florets. It is in the brassica family, but it's also in the mustardy family as well. Mustardy, I get confused with them, me. Anyway, you can eat them. You can eat all of them, and they're all good for you. Didn't claim to be Bambagascoigne, boys and girls, but you get the meaning. You want to get those leafy greens in your body. Excellent for you. All those vitamins and minerals. And there they are. Hopefully, all off and running. WILKO Golden Acre, that's the cabbage, the roundhead. That's your all the year round cauliflower there. I have got 2 lots more of the cauliflower, so I've got another, I think 23 cauliflowers on the go that have already started. So that should be more than enough for us this year. That's the romanesco. Dwarf kale there. And then at the front, the spinach, which as I say, it's in the beet family really, leafy green. Leafy beet. And then we've got 2 lots of the calabrese, which is commonly referred to as broccoli, but misreferred really. It's in the same family though. And those are some brassicas that we've prepared earlier. But as I said, I've got 2 lots of the cauliflower there. Zaragoza F1. That was started I think 10 days before these ones were, the Zaragoza. And then you've got the caraflex there, pointed cabbage. And it's all coming through nicely. Some early onward peas there, some leeks and onions and even celery. I've got my fingers crossed for the celery, never done it before. Alright boys and girls, keep growing with your heads down. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. I've been Guru MURPHINDA. You've been beautiful, fragrant and fantastic if you're a lady. If you're a gentleman, well you've been whatever you've been, haven't you? And above my head there, it says keep growing with your heads down. That's the key. Grow something, whatever it might be. Grow dwarf varieties if you're stuck for space. But get something in the ground. Get these buckets used if you haven't got the ground. Grow in containers. I heartily recommend it to everybody. Alright, see you later boys and girls. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. God bless. Have a good time. Ta-da.